Oke, saya live ya. Kita untuk audiens.
Oke, Mbak Sisi, mungkin aku akan play sedikit ya, biar kasih gambaran. Oke. Jadi ini nanti adalah versi ruang tunggunya, lalu nanti sekitar 5 menit atau 2 menit mau mulai, aku akan setel video berikut.
Halo teman-teman, saya sering kali ditanya di sosmed. Saya ingin ikut berkontribusi untuk Indonesia yang lebih keren di 2045. Baiknya mulai dari mana? Mungkin salah satu saran saya yaitu belajar public policy.
Nah, itulah pentingnya public policy.
To change is definitely also policies, right? Dan untuk mendeliver itu tadi butuh teknologi, butuh uang, dan butuh policy.
Nah, pemahaman terhadap analisis kebijakan itu memungkinkan kita untuk mengaktualisasikan solusi untuk berbagai permasalahan, apalagi yang sifatnya struktural. Tidak hanya di pemerintahan, tapi juga di dunia usaha maupun non-profit. Mantan Sekjen PBB Ban Ki-moon, Perdana Menteri Singapura Lee Hsien Loong, dan jurnalis Rachel Maddow, semuanya adalah lulusan jurusan Public Policy. SKPP Indonesia, sekolah public policy pertama di Indonesia dengan bahasa pengantar bahasa Inggris, sedang membuka penerimaan mahasiswa untuk batch terbaru. Untuk detail mengenai program dan cara mendaftar, atau sekedar berkonsultasi mengenai rencana karir teman-teman ke depan, hubungi SKPP Indonesia melalui link yang ada di deskripsi. Now back to the show. Halo.
Oke, ini starting soon. Ini nggak lama sih. Hanya kita make sure semua partisipan, lalu Pak Sandi juga nanti sudah masuk, sudah di-pin, lalu nanti akan kita countdown.
Ini countdown ya Mas ya?
Nah, baru nanti akan masuk ke Mbak Sisi untuk mempersilakan Pak Oni.
Sudah streaming ini berarti aku langsung good afternoon ladies and gentlemen ya, Mas ya?
Betul. Nanti setelah Pak Oni mungkin nggak ada intro seperti tadi, lalu nanti ketika switch lagi ke Mbak Sisi untuk introduce Pak Sandi, baru nanti akan ada intro lagi nanti seperti ini. Oke. Itu aja sih.
Oke.
Sementara Pak Oni berarti sudah masuk ya?
Oke, habis itu kita langsung ke Pak Sandi. Dengan kesepakatan kita nggak ada bacain his short bio ya Mas ya, karena waktu ya.
Iya, betul.
Alright.
Ini cuman aku masih belum bisa masuk ke frame-nya Pak Sandi karena harus di setup dulu. harus menunggu beliau hadir dulu nih kayaknya. Atau
Mas, ini kan infonya 15.30. Kita mulainya jam? Bapak tuh masuk 15.30. Kita masuknya jam berapa?
kita masuk jam
Mulai, sorry, maaf.
15.15 nggak apa-apa ya, Dan? Sorry.
Ini udah 15.15.
Oh iya.
15.20, is that okay?
Oke, boleh. 15.20 oke.
Kita mulai 15.20 ya, tanding semua.
Iya. Oke.
Halo teman-teman, saya seringkali ditanya di sosmed. Saya ingin ikut berkontribusi untuk Indonesia yang lebih keren di 2045. Baiknya mulai dari mana? Mungkin salah satu saran saya yaitu belajar public policy.
Nah, itulah pentingnya public policy.
To change is definitely also policies, right? Dan untuk mendeliver itu tadi butuh teknologi, butuh uang, dan butuh policy.
Nah, pemahaman terhadap analisis kebijakan itu memungkinkan kita untuk mengaktualisasikan solusi untuk berbagai permasalahan, apalagi yang sifatnya struktural. Tidak hanya di pemerintahan, tapi juga di dunia usaha maupun non-profit. Mantan Sekjen PBB Ban Ki-moon, Perdana Menteri Singapura Lee Hsien Loong, dan jurnalis Rachel Maddow, semuanya adalah lulusan jurusan Public Policy. SKPP Indonesia, sekolah public policy pertama di Indonesia dengan bahasa pengantar bahasa Inggris, sedang membuka penerimaan mahasiswa untuk batch terbaru. Untuk detail mengenai program dan cara mendaftar, atau sekedar berkonsultasi mengenai rencana karir teman-teman ke depan, hubungi SKPP Indonesia melalui link yang ada di deskripsi. Now back to the show. Halo teman-teman, saya seringkali ditanya di sosmed.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and also our distinguished guests. How are you today? We hope that our event today finds you well. And well, my name is Sisi Aspasia, and I'm one of the scholar in SGPP Indonesia, and we are very excited to welcome you to our today's discussion that pertaining policies to expedite the recovery of tourism and creative economy. Today's event will be very, very special because we are going to invite our Excellency Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy of the Republic Indonesia, Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno. But before we jump to our main session, we would like to encourage you to, if you're really interested with public policy studies and also area, you may also register yourself to be our next student in our school, as in you also noticed from our previous video, and you may also join or check the further information by following at SGPP Indonesia on Instagram. So today we are going to have we hope that we are going to have a powerful, thoughtful, and also inspiring discussion from Excellency Minister. But as in you also noticed that we're still waiting for his time today. I'm still checking. Okay, all right. And again, if you have any questions regarding about the policies, tourism and creative economy, you may also write it down, and also you can address and deliver your question to the minister. Let me ask you to know him a bit more about his career before. Maybe we have also foreign participants in here, which are actually not really notice about Mr. Sandi leadings in tourism or economy. Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno, or better known as Sandiaga Uno, was inaugurated by President Joko Widodo as Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, or Head of Tourism and Creative Economy body on December 23, 2002. Sandiaga Uno earned an academic degree in Bachelor of Business Administration from the Wichita State University, United States of America, and graduated with a summa cum laude predicate. He obtained a Master of Business Administration from the George Washington University, United States of America. Sandiaga Uno is known as a prominent businessman with various experiences, serving as director of a number of companies in various sectors, including Suma Group, Sea Power Asia Investment Limited Singapore, MP Holding Limited Group Singapore, Anti-Air Resources Limited Calgary, Canada, PT Recapital, and also PT Saratoga Investama Sedaya. Sandiaga Uno's political career began when he was sworn as in the Deputy Governor of DKI Jakarta for the 2017 and 2022 period. During his time as Deputy Governor, he intensively made a program aimed at fostering entrepreneurship in Jakarta residents. He's also actively encouraging DKI Jakarta to become a halal tourist destination. For further information regarding his lead in tourism and also creative economy, you may follow him on Instagram at Sandi Uno, or finding him on his YouTube channel, Sandi Uno TV. That's all. One of a background story from our participant and from our speakers. From our speakers today, Excellency Minister Sandiaga Uno. So without any further ado, please welcome Mr. Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno. So, we are going to invite our speakers today, the Excellency Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Republic Indonesia, Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno. Hello, Pak Sandi.
Hello, Cici. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, Pak.
Hello, Cici.
Hello, Pak Sandi. Thank you for your time. So, okay.
I like the music. It's
Yes.
soothing.
Me either, Pak. I like also the music.
The music seems very, very soothing.
Yes. How are you, Pak Sandi? We are very grateful for you that able to join us today.
Masa sih?
I'm pretty sure,
Pak
Pak.
Catur sampai ketawa, Pak Catur. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Maybe before we start, I let Mbak Cici to kick off the discussions. Thank you, CEO of SGPP Indonesia, Mr. Oni Jamhari, and all participants in this discussions on, I would say, quite a general things, but we will focus on policies to expedite the recovery post-pandemic COVID-19. Together with me is Pak Faisal. So, Mbak Cici, I'll pass the screen and mic back to you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Sandi. So today's we are going to have an interactive discussion for sure. But before we jump to our discussion, Pak Sandi, you may share with us about the general view or kind of your point of view regarding our discussion, especially about to expedite the recovery of tourism and creative economy in our current situation. Please, Pak Sandi.
Thank you. I have some slide actually for me to share that we are in the midst of preparing for the recovery. As you can see,
Yes.
the situations is quite volatile, quite uncertain. And if you look at the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, it actually quite devastated for the sectors of, in particular, tourism and creative economy. So 2.5 to 4 years to recover to the 2019 level. That's what UNWTO, UN, World Tourism Organizations have projected. We have some scenarios. There are 3 scenarios. But if you look at this, is a V-shaped recovery. So hopefully we will be able to get into the recovery within 2022-2023 timeframe, and we could expedite if we could handle the pandemic much better. In numbers, the COVID-19 pandemic, as you can see, the tourism sectors, international tourist arrival dropped by 75%. Domestic tourist movements went down 30%. In 2020, also the number of jobs actually came down by almost 7%. And the creative economy sectors show some more promising results from the pandemic. It's more resilient. Culinary, as well as fashion and handicrafts, led the sector with close to 70%. But if you look at 3 subsectors within the creative economy that show some resilience, is the applications, also animations, televisions and radio, and games. These are the sectors that actually show some positive returns during the pandemic. So it's quite amazing how resilient the creative economy sector, which actually is home for 20 million jobs. So combine the creative economy and the tourism industry, basically create 34 million jobs. And now this is moving to a trend of personalized, customized, localized, and smaller in size. No longer there will be mass tourism. We're moving away from sun, sea, and sand to spirituality, serenity, and sustainability, which is an alternative tourism, back to nature and culture, engagement with locals like Tourism Village, that now have seen a 30% increase because people wanted to experience the cultural and environmental preservations, learning experience, and actually, putting back some sense of purpose in terms of you traveling. In the past, we travel just to have fun. Now you travel to gain experience and memorable events, including how you could offset your carbon footprint. We are now preparing for a zero carbon tourism. The policy platform directives for the tourism and creative economy focus on 3 main pillars, which are innovations. We are putting a lot of emphasis on data-driven policies, big data approach on a 360 basis. This is handling the pandemic, so we need to adapt. So we put forward a new standard called CHSE, Cleanliness, Health, Safety, and Environmental Standard, as a form of creating a new platform for new economy post-pandemic. And then we're pushing for collaborations. Our policies to expedite the recovery centers around market recovery and expansions, human resource empowerment, revitalizations of tourism destinations and infrastructures, business resilience and competitiveness upgrade, and innovations, as I said earlier, on product and services. This is a new way of tourism and creative economy. Clean, healthy, safe, and environmental sustainable. These are the guidance, and I believe that this would be the new standard for us walking and embracing new economy. And then what about the manpower? What about the people and the human capital? It continues to be reskilled and upskilled. So training would be key issues. I've asked my team that the best time to go back to school is when we're facing a new situation. So you need to retool by reskilling and upskilling. Some of the programs that we're focusing is Backup Baparekraf for Startup. This is again one of the mentality of the new generations to, rather than work for somebody else, they want to be involved in startups. So we provide accelerations all the way to mentoring. We also revitalize destinations infrastructures, such as mangrove, also toilets that now becoming part of this rural and village tourism. And then we have Baparekraf Digital Entrepreneurship. This is to expedite the recovery from training all the way to mentoring. And then we have a campaign on going back to where we have strength, which is the underwater wealth of Indonesia. So we're promoting 6 heavens within Indonesia, and we promote tourism within Indonesia. And then when you go into tourism, you also buy creative products, such as creative products from Danau Toba. We also enhancing the collaborations through campaign to expedite the recovery. These are all our channel for social media channels, as well as media partnership. And then we also expedite the recovery through events. This year we will host G20 events, World Tourism Day. This week we will have MotoGP, and then World Conference on Creative Economy. I have some videos to close the presentations. Please play the videos. Thank you very much. We don't have the sound yet, but it's a very nice music. Our land is waiting. And then some still pictures with butterfly. Our view is waiting. Maybe CC can put in the music. Our heritage is waiting. Can you put some, can you sing a little bit? Our home is waiting.
Okay, Pak, just wait a minute. Can we please still hear the rest of
Our path is waiting. It's very nice music behind, trust me.
Okay.
Our warmth is waiting. And then our craft is waiting. Everybody in the still, very nice music background. Unfortunately, my assistant failed this time to bring in the music, but it's very, very nice music. Our passion is waiting. Our adventure is waiting. And our charm is
Senyuman dan isi hati kami ingin segera tersampaikan. Keajaiban kami, cerita-cerita kami, Dan tradisi kami ingin segera bertemu.
Yeah, that's actually a good song.
Yes, Pak. This is very good song.
One of the best song, and I pay a lot of money to have this.
Right.
Unfortunately, they cannot play the song. I can give you another song if you like. You want to hear Phil Collins? Or I can play you Pak Gita Endgame.
Oh, wow.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. Okay, I put Phil Collins. This is from Phil Collins' Genesis show in Cleveland, Ohio. It's actually Genesis. In 1973, anybody likes Genesis?
Yeah, Pak. I'm a big fan of Genesis, Pak Sandi.
You, Pak Hendra.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Pak
But
Sandi.
Peter Gabriel era or Phil Collins era?
From Peter Gabriel, Pak. I am a big fan of Genesis.
Okay, this is a song. Let me know what is the title of the song. Far away.
It hardly seems to matter now. The nurse will tell
Okay, 5 more seconds. Pak Hendra,
of a kingdom beyond the
if you really like Genesis, you
I
would
only know the
song.
vocalist. It's a Peter
Okay.
Gabriel. I forgot the song, the title.
Okay, that's very wonderful song, Pak.
No, I want to challenge Pak Hendra.
All right.
The Peter
Now
Gabriel.
I think he will know the song very soon because he will go into college. Play me my song. Here it comes again. Play me my song. Here it comes again. So it's a Genesis song from the 70s. So
It was taken from England, selling England by the pound, yeah, Pak
you
Sandi.
got it, Pak Hendra. You are a smart guy. Yeah, my assistant continued to struggle. Okay, are you able to play now? Oh, kembali lagi, gagal keluar suaranya. This is actually a lot of taxpayers' money being spent to create this music, but let me try to figure things out. But maybe I end the session by saying thank you for the chance to. Are you able now to play? Oh, continue to struggle. Okay, that's okay. We learn from our mistakes. Sorry, guys, no music. Unfortunately, the 58 participants cannot hear anything.
All right.
Should we give one more chance to them? Sisi, what do you think?
Okay, Pak. If you would like
One more
to.
chance?
Okay, one more chance.
One more chance for Assistant Menparekraf to fix it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and close the door. Okay, wow, yes.
Tak beranjak, kami menunggumu. Merindukan tatapan kagummu. membayangkan ramai tepuk tanganmu dan menantikan kedatanganmu. Kami di sini untukmu, bersama mereka yang ingin mengisi harimu. Dan yang ingin dekat denganmu. Semangat kami masih tersimpan, dan kami telah menyiapkan setiap keindahan dan kekayaan. Senyuman dan isi hati kami ingin segera tersampaikan. Keajaiban kami, cerita-cerita kami, dan tradisi kami ingin segera bertemu. Kami tahu kamu pun ingin cepat kembali. Karenanya, kami selalu menjaga tempat ini. Sampai nanti kamu kembali dengan rasa tenang, kami tunggu di sini, di Indonesia aja.
Di Indonesia aja. Jadi itulah our tagline is di Indonesia aja. And I thank you very much. Terima kasih for the chance to speak. I see some very good questions from Pak Paulus on seaplane. I'd like to address it in the question and answer session. So I'll return back to you, Sisi, to Margaret.
Okay, thank you, Pak Sandi. That's a very inviting video. So this is like a word of waiting time. So without any further ado, I would like to invite a question from our participants today. You may raise your hand and then camera on and also audio on, and don't for your question as a brief and concise. So, okay, I see Pak Catur first. Okay, Pak Catur, please.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sisi Aspasia, as a moderator. I wanna ask a little bit, Pak Sandiaga Uno, relating to the halal tourism. In halal tourism, how your strategy to improve halal tourism in Indonesia? Is it, we know that in Indonesia we have also KSPN, Kawasan Strategis Prioritas Nasional. Is it able to make some halal tourism like KSPN? Like maybe we make some halal area, national tourism, something like that. That's the first things that I want to ask. And the second thing is about the tagline of, you said is di Indonesia aja. So it means you want to attract it addressed to the Indonesia people to more have tourism in Indonesia, or it's invite the other people in another country to come to Indonesia. What is the objective of the tagline? So it's for the domestic or for inviting the person to come to Indonesia.
The trend of destination, yeah, Mas Catur. I mean, destination, it should be local area, or we go into international abroad as a destination of tourism. How the trend is in the future? I think that's the question.
That's the
question. There are two parts of this questions. First question is halal tourism. I think our strategy for halal tourism is focusing on extensions of service. So we will not make that designations of each area a halal tourism priority, but we want to extend the service of each tourism destinations. For instance, like it's must have like halal food because some of the people like Sisi wants to go to places for tourism, but she would only eat halal food. So we want to have that extension service for the areas to have halal food available. Secondly is a place of worship. In the middle of you having your holiday, like when you enjoying the beauty of Mandalika, you need to pray. We want to make sure that the facilities for worship would be available. Third would be around the extension service of nice to have or good to have. This would include some of the destinations that would be Muslim friendly, like I would say the requirement to have swimming pools as well as designated areas that is also friendly for a family type of tourism. So we will not designate an area halal tourism spots, but rather we will continue to add extensions of service for people who would be in need of those services, so that we could target some of the local tourists who would want to visit destinations that would be available in Indonesia. The tagline di Indonesia aja specifically target for domestic tourists who spend $11 billion a year doing vacationing outside Indonesia. They go to places like Thailand, Korea, Turkey, Egypt, but actually there are equal number of tourism destinations here in Indonesia that could offer fantastic experience and memories, and therefore we target that campaign to domestic tourists. And while we are reopening our border, the domestic tourists have been the backbone of the recovery. Like last year, domestic tourists have improved while we were waiting for the international tourists to come in. So thank you, Pak Catur, for your question.
Okay, thank you, Pak Sandi.
Thank you, Pak Sandi.
Okay, right. Mas Catur also thank you for your question. So we are going to move to another participant. There is Pak Hendra. Please, Pak, you may address your
Pak Hendra Gabriel.
Hello, Pak Sandi. Yeah, we met in the mining associations before, Pak Sandi.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, thank you.
Ya, Pak, ya.
Bu Sisi, yeah, Excellency Pak Sandi, Minister. Very interesting your brief presentation, even though it was very brief, but padat ya, dan is a very straightforward, Pak Minister, and you were in charge in the time of crisis, Pak Menteri, but I believe what you presented, I think your ministry can meet the target. So my question is related, because I'm a new student, yeah. I'm a new student at SGPP, just enrolled a week ago. My question is regarding your policy, your policy to recover. And I agree that tourism and creative industry is one of our strengths, yeah, and it will be our future strength, Pak Sandia, and it could be in addition to the commodities, fossil fuel, coal is one of the big contributor to the economy in the recovery economy, but tourism is one of the most real sector, yeah. I would like to for you to share, ya Pak Menteri, behind your policy making, because we just learned yesterday about the process in public policy. There's a policy identification, formulations, policy adoption, implementation, and so on. But in your case, this is a very extraordinary, Sandia, because pandemic COVID-19, it's totally new for all of us in the world, yeah. So how you come up with the policy, in the extraordinary times, yeah, you maybe, do some very quick thinking, to identify the problems and come up with some option, do some maybe brief research, brief research, and do the, some analysis, discussion, talking with the stakeholders, and you
All
come
right.
up with the very fine policy. So please share
Okay.
with you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hendra.
Okay, Pak Hendra, we are approaching this, as I said earlier, in the VUCA era, which is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So our policy has to be 100% based on data. So we are making some massive reform in the policy making here, whereby we allow a nimble and flexibility to our policy. We pivot every week based on data. We meet with other ministers to actually evaluate, identify first, as you said, evaluate based on data. So the Ministry of Health will present, and then the COVID-19 task force will present. These are the latest number. And then all the governors will also present. And we see the number of hospitals beds available, number of new cases, and then we make decisions based on data after consulting with experts. So it's all data-driven policies, and it makes our process very transparent, very open, and I would say inclusive, because we invite even media to our meetings. And right after our final decisions by the president, we will invite the member of the press to hear what decisions that we make. So like last week, we made the decisions to remove the quarantine requirements. We remove also on the antigen tests for domestic travels. Those were made based on the latest data. So data is king in decision making now. And I think we will continue to stay nimble. We would allow flexibility for us to pivot. If each policy doesn't work, we want to pivot to a better strategy, and that actually has been done within weekly basis. And this is unprecedented. We have not seen government move this fast, and I think it will be a benchmark for future decision making of government. Thank you, Pak Hendra.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Pak Sandi. Unfortunately, there is a limitation of time, but
really?
Yes, Pak Sandi.
Oh.
There's a limitation of time, and there's also such a many questions.
I want to stay longer. I cannot.
Regarding the information that we received, that you have another event, Pak.
Oh, wow. Can I hear at least something from Pak Paulus and Fishal and Dadan quickly? 15 seconds.
Okay. All right. Can we start from Mr. Paulus, then Fishal?
15 seconds. Seaplane, right?
Yes. Okay. Very, very short.
Seaplanes. How about you, Fishal? What do you want to ask?
Question from me will be, what are the target that you would like to aim? And you mentioned something about data. We have never received pandemic with globalization at such a big scale. So how do you assure the data accuracy? And if I still have a few more seconds, how closely are you working with Ibu Retno to bring in tourism from abroad? That's it from my side.
Okay, Vishal, 100% in line with Ibu Retno. We are talking on a daily basis. And data, we use primary data, secondary data. We brought in data on a 360 basis. So these are all the data, and we work closely with data providers, not only within the government. And for Paulus, seaplane, I have been using seaplane for the Moyo Island. Unfortunately, cost is quite unbearable yet. So I think the government will facilitate if private sectors want to take the lead role here. And I think Trafira Air has already introduced, and I've been on some of the seaplanes. There are some challenges because our water body is quite tumultuous, so it's not unless it's in the lake or in a beach that is a waterfront that doesn't see a lot of waves. So thank you, Pak Paulus. We are also seeing at this in Raja Ampat and other part of Labuan Bajo.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Thank
Pak
you,
Sandi.
and Pak Dadan and Pak Abraham, please quickly each.
Okay, thank you,
5
Pak.
seconds.
Okay, please, Mr. Dadan.
Pak Sandi, I want to ask about, do you have any new policy from the Ministry of Tourism that is enacted recently that you are confident to boost our tourism, and especially in attracting our local tourists to, have vacations in Indonesia instead of go abroad? Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Abraham. My focus will not, and this is a question also posted earlier by the participants like Pak Hot Maringan Samosir and also from Malindo Adi Saputra Marpaung. We are focusing on quality now. In the past, we tried to fight over quantity. We failed, and I have to admit that we have not been able to catch Thailand or Malaysia because we are lacking infrastructures, we're lacking amenities and attractions, but we have destinations and we have culture and nature that nobody can beat us. So now I'm going to focus on quality, bringing in, moving away from in the past that we are targeting just number of tourists to come in, but rather their length of stay and the quality of spending. We are also pressing on sports tourism and medical tourism as one of the areas that we want to attract not only foreign tourists, but also local Indonesians who have been getting medical treatment abroad to have a medical treatment in Indonesia. So that is the basis of medical tourism. And now I'm really in trouble because I was told that I have to be in another meeting. So why don't I offer CC an additional task for CC to kumpulin pertanyaannya.
So, okay, Pak.
Gather all the questions and then I will answer by emails to Ibu Nena and Pak Dadan, who I have not heard from, and also from other participants who want to pose questions. We will answer all your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pak Sandi. So later on, we are going to collect all the questions. But before we close the session, you may to deliver the closing statement as well, Pak Sandi.
Okay. First of all, I am very optimistic. This year is a year of recovery. And I am 100% sure that together, if we focus with the right strategies, we have several events, MotoGP this week and G20 side events. We have World Tourism Day and World Conference on Creative Economy, ABPN, a lot of world-class events to spearhead our recovery, which will open up jobs and create opportunities, business opportunities, and will invite the government to put the even much better and pinpoint targeted strategic policies to be able to revive the economy much faster. Not only revive, but also thrive. And finally, I want to invite the School of Government and Public Policy to be our partner with President Joko Widodo to put together a new roadmap for new economy. So as we transition into away from the pandemic into some call endemic state, some call, I would call a new economy. I would really hope to work with you in terms of how we could improve our public policies. And you know, some of comment like Malindo said that the netizens would like to create something viral. I think this is a good assets that we have and we have been able to mobilize them in terms of promoting Indonesia as a favorite tourist destination. So thank you very much. I think, there's a good question from Amelia. Climate change, sustainability issue. If you go to Indonesia.travel, you can find a toggle, Mbak Amelia, called jejak.in. So that will allow you to offset your carbon footprint when you do your holiday. Let's say you go to holiday to Labuan Bajo. If you click the toggle, you will find activities that will offset your carbon. So we're not just a policy creator, but we also in fact making sure that the young generation, such as Amelia, will be able to basically plant mangrove trees, also maybe do waste management and many other activities to cut your carbon footprint. So thank you very much, and hopefully we have a chance later on to discuss and
surely, Pak.
Hopefully better and improve our public policy for Indonesia Emas 2045. Yes. Thank you very much.
Surely, Pak Sandi. But before you leave, we have a photo session together with our participants today. Just very quick.
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right. So, everyone, please open your camera. Then I'll start to capture participant today. So, okay. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. All right. Here's another slide. Okay. That's all. Okay. Thank you very much, Pak Sandi, for your time. And also
thank you, Pak Oni. I don't see your face because your camera is off. So hopefully next time we'll be able to have a much longer sessions. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Pak.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Sandi. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Pak. Looking forward to have you in our future event, and then hope that we can also have Pak Sandi in very much longer time in the future, so discussion keep going on. So everyone, unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, that there are a certain question that might not be answered yet by the Excellency Minister, but you may just send all the question and then send to the email with dani.ramdhani@sgpp.ac.id. I think the committee will be typed on the chat box for the detail of the address of email, and you can also send it your question to Mr. Sandi. Then we are going to send to Excellency Minister about your question as well. And also for everyone in here, you may be not really aware about SGPP. You may also follow Instagram account for SGPP Indonesia, and we will also encourage you to register for public policy school that conducted in English first in Indonesia. So that's all that what we have today. Hopefully each one of you enjoying and also has the inspiration of our discussion today, and I'm really looking forward to have you in our future event. But until then, please stay safe and take care. I'm Cici Aspasia signing off. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time, and bye-bye.
Bye.